Hi guys, welcome to your last week of class. Can you believe it's already been 10 weeks? It's been 9 and you're in your 10th week. I've really enjoyed reading the tools that you've been working on, and I've enjoyed uh, just having you in class this summer. Can't believe how quickly it has gone by. And I wanted to just do one quick YouTube to answer a couple of questions and to make sure everyone's on the same page for the final project. Diane, thank you for your question. I'm glad you're keeping us all sort of straight about what our expectations are. Andrew and I did talk, and here's what we want. We want the final project will be 2 parts. It's going to be a reflection paper and your toolbox. So I'm going to talk about each of those individually. So for your reflection paper, if you look on the assignments tab in the week 10 in the last module, it's going to give you a description, but you need to have a 4 to 5 page double spaced paper that's a reflection of all the concepts that you've learned this year. So it should synthesize the applied portions with the theoretical portions. So you should talk about, sort of the concepts that we read at the first half of the class, how they related to the case study, and how they relate to the applied elements. It needs to be written in APA format. So although it's called a reflection paper, you can talk about your own personal reactions, but it needs to be in an APA appropriate way. It can't just be, oh, I loved this class, it was fun, or oh, I had trouble with this. It needs to be, the research says blah, 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 and this is my reaction to that, and this is what happened when I tried it out. So you sort of can have your reflection and your reaction, but make sure you keep it professional and turn in a professional APA quality paper. And that's what we'll be grading on with that. So that's half of the grade. The other grade comes with the toolbox. Now, over the past couple of weeks, you've had a chance to test out a couple of tools, and that's been really fun to watch. I think I'm up to date on grading all of those, so I've given you the feedback that you need for those. But what you turn in now is your toolkit. You've had a chance to spend some time learning about these different concepts. Now what I want you to have is a resource that you can use as you go about working with families, that you can have at your disposal. And that needs to be something that's of printable quality, that you can turn in, that I can print out and I can look at it. And I can say, I'm working with a couple that's having trouble with feeling connected with their community. So I can open up my toolkit and I will find a couple of resources that I can use with that family. Now, one of the pieces of feedback I've given to you guys is that you need to have, probably it would be best if you had some, unless it's an activity that you're sitting down with someone and using, you need to give them something. You need to give them, for example, if you're giving them an assignment, one of the examples this week was to have them identify 5 rituals. Well, then you need to give them something to remind them after you're gone what they're supposed to be doing. I want to see that. That's sort of the tool piece, what you give to couples. If you just tell them to do something and you walk out the room, it's kind of going to be out of sight, out of mind. And it doesn't have to be just for a couple, it could be for an individual. And your tool box is actually a series of mini kits. So you got to find one tool each week, but your classmates found different tools and shared those. So it's your job to make sure that you choose 2 or 3 or 4, I would say at least 3 of those tools to make your tool box. So it's going to be a series of many different tools. And in that you need to have sort of a why you're doing it, who you do it for, and what it is you're doing, and anything that you would give to them. For example, another thing, if you have an article that you're going to share, you need to have either an unbreakable link to that, or I would just include the entire article. That way it's right in your toolbox. You can pull it out. You can have that little booklet with you when you go, and you can say, hey, I want to show you this article I found. And that way you aren't sitting there with a young mom who's going through an issue, and you know that there's this great article, but you don't know where to find it now. So that's the toolkit, the toolbox, and the reflection. Those will be due on August 2nd by 11 p.m. So you have about 2 weeks to get those done. Is that right? No, I guess just 1 week. Well, let me double check that, because I was thinking it would be due the week after the last. Let me double check the due date on that. I think it is August 2nd is the due date on that. And if there's anything missing that I haven't graded, let me know, because I think at this point I'm up to date on grading, but just double check. And finally, I just wanted to let you know that we are not going to be having a class Illuminate session this Tuesday night. We're finding that few of you are coming to the Illuminate session, so rather than spend your time coming to class, we want you to be able to focus on your tool and your toolbox and your reflection paper. So let me double check that August 2nd date. I think that's the date, but we'll let you know. So no class on Tuesday. Dr. Benka will be given another talk with you, I think, in the next couple days. So you'll get his too. Do let me know if you have any questions, thoughts. I'd love to have your feedback for if we offer this class again. This was our first time of offering it, so I appreciate your patience as we kind of bumped along through it, but I hope you enjoyed it, that you got a lot out of it, and I'll be talking with you soon. Take care.